Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully everyone has found a champagne and is settling in at a table or chair. I'm Greg LaDuca, Vice President of Industry Relations and Visitor Experience here at Visit Rochester. And I'm just so pleased to welcome you back to our first Visitor Industry Council meeting that is in person since February of 2020. Now, over the past 18 months, we've acquired some new members. Some folks have started on in new positions. So I just want to take a moment to remind you that Visit Rochester, the Visitor Industry Council, is actually the working arm of the membership. And the Visitor Industry Council's mission is to run these meetings and provide you with education and networking opportunities as the hospitality industry in Rochester and the Finger Lakes region. And with that, we have a volunteer committee that runs the Visitor Industry Council. And this year's chair, as you know, is Julie Izzo-Nyswick from Stokey Farms. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Julie to get this meeting going. Thanks so much and enjoy.
How exciting is this? We're together again. I'm so grateful for that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Woodcliff. It's such a beautiful day. It's such a beautiful spot. I feel very blessed to be here with you. Today's schedule is jam-packed, so we're going to jump right in. Does everyone have a glass of champagne? Don't drink it yet. Visit Rochester, just raise your hand. Someone will bring you a glass. But in the meantime, I'd like to invite Brittany Brandt, our 2020 chair from last year, up to the podium. Brittany was thrown a huge curveball last year during her tenure. I think that's probably an understatement, but she led us with grace, humor, and such good vibes, all while trying to keep her own business together like the rest of us. So I wanted to make sure that she got an in-person, face-to-face with you guys because she did such a great job, and give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I have asked her to do a toast with me. Brittany's gonna toast away the past 17 months, and I'm gonna toast to the future. So I'm gonna hang it over to Brittany.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. When Julie called me about this, I'm like, really? I get to just see everybody and we get to do champagne toast? Yay, it's so good. First, thank you so much and it's so good to see everybody. And I just want to say I missed y'all terribly, and it's so good to just be back in the swing of things again. And to everybody whose businesses made it through COVID and the shutdowns, I salute you for your grit and determination and the sense of community that we had together. And I could not have made it through with all of you, without all of you, really. And the friendships that I made and the bonds that we did is so awesome. So thank you so much. And bye, Felicia, to 2020. I never want to see you again. And here's to you. And such good hands, right?
Thank you. Mwah. So I just wanted to say, well, our future may look different than what we envisioned. May the coming days and months be filled with remembrance of the lessons we learned, and shroud us with new hope, promise of light, and the knowledge that our roots are deep and strong, and you will flourish in any condition, in any season. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next up, when Adam Bello was elected County Executive for Monroe County, with his term starting in January of 2020, he probably thought his biggest challenge would be running a large county budget. Joke's on him. An incredibly difficult job at hand, just sprinkled in with a global pandemic, makes for an unenviable job. I wonder if he has any regrets yet. Please join me in welcoming Monroe County Executive Adam Bello.
Wow, thanks, Julie. No regrets. And the joke is on, that's really funny. Nobody's ever said that. The joke's on me. No regrets. But you're absolutely right. But you know what? We're all in a spot today that we never thought we would be in. And that was the funniest way I've ever heard anybody refer to 2020. goodbye. We'll never see you again. And but we all were faced with something last year. Everybody said, how did you deal with this as a new county executive? I was on the job for about 2 months when Dr. Mendoza and I announced our first case of COVID and things went into shutdown. They said, how did how did you handle this? You're only on the job for 2 months. But at the same time, all of us were dealing with it for the first time. Doesn't matter what profession you're in or what business or industry you're running. Nobody's actually had to go through a global pandemic like this and deal with a shutdown and manage your businesses and finances and all this. So we really were all in this together. So in many ways, big part of my job today is to be here and say thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for powering through this. And thank you for being here today in person. I'm told this is the first in-person meeting like this in well over a year. So give yourselves a round of applause for doing this. Because I got to tell you something, we didn't get here by accident. So we got here because we did this together. And I think if one thing that the last 16 months or so has taught us is that there's nothing we can't accomplish when we're working together. We went from a time where we were in shutdown. People were very scared. Businesses were closing. A lot of you guys had to shut your doors, laid off staff. People were out of work. Schools were closed, the whole thing. And because we worked together, we managed to get from those dark days where nobody really knew what was going to happen to this incredible sense of optimism that I feel across the community. We are vaccinated well ahead of the national and state pace of vaccinations. And that vaccination has led us to be able to get to events like today and start talking about the future, start talking about all the great things that are going to happen here over the next couple of years. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today, because as important as it is to acknowledge what we've just gone through for the past 16 months, I think now it's just equally as important, if not more important, to talk about the recovery now, right? What is that next step and how are we going to get ourselves to recover from here so that we come out of this once in a century situation and crisis that we were in, we come out of this stronger and better community than we went into it. That should all be our goal. And I think if by working together, we were able to get through this pandemic the way we did, I think that by working together, we're going to recover and we can come out of this stronger than when we went into it. And so I think we just have to do this. And I think that by working together in your partnership, we can do this, because you guys are what we have to sell the joint, right? So my job as the county executive is to set the stage. My job is to deal with and try to impact all those conditions on the ground. They're going to help you succeed, help you draw visitors into Rochester, which is what you need for your businesses and industries to succeed. And I can do that by working on a few things I'm going to lay out today, that are part of the recovery agenda that we laid out. And we have to succeed, because in just a few years, Monroe County, Rochester's whole Finger Lakes region is going to be on the national map, not just once, but twice. I mean, first of all, we are on the national map. This happens to be Monroe County's 200th anniversary. This is our bicentennial year. And we have a long, rich history of national importance right here in Monroe County, right? All from some of our founders, from George Eastman, Susan B. Anthony, Frederick Douglass, right up to today's leading innovations and innovators that we have. We have a role to play on the national stage. We have a story to tell about our past, but we also have a story to tell about how our past is going to inform our future, how our past of innovators and entrepreneurs that built this community is also the future of how we teach our kids about innovation and entrepreneurship so that we can grow and still be that leader into the future. So we have, Don, I'll let you introduce the birthday. You want to introduce birthday cake later? Because we got a cake. This is our because what's a birthday party without a cake? So we have a 200th anniversary to share. But this is why the work that we're going to do over the next year to year and a half, that I'm going to lay out a few things that hopefully are helpful to you and you understand where we're going. It's so critically important. In just 2 years, we're going to play host to the PGA Championship, right? We're going to be on the global stage all across the world. And then just the year after that, you all know this, but the greater public isn't quite paying attention to this one yet. is we're going to play host to really I don't know what you want to call it, an interstellar event in the solar eclipse, right? So what's the solar eclipse and why is that so important? We are literally in that small little band that you look around the corner of where we're going to be just in the sweet spot of viewing the solar eclipse. What that means is that there's going to be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people flocking into our region from all over the East Coast, maybe even to the Midwest a little bit, all coming here to see the solar eclipse that's going to take place in just 3 short years. So we have a lot of work to do to make sure we get to that point. So let me tell you about a few of the things that we laid out as part of the recovery agenda that I think sets the stage for some of these opportunities that we're going to have. We really broke it down into a few areas that we want to focus on. It's economic recovery and workforce development. It's infrastructure projects, public health and wellness, looking at clean and sustainable projects for the future, as well as equity and planning. And so I want to talk a little bit and spend most of my time talking to you about some of our plans and opportunities around economic recovery and infrastructure improvements. First of all, before I jump into that, first thing I want to talk about, though, is the county's comprehensive master plan. It's usually at the end. I'm going to do it here at the beginning. One of the things when you said, Adam, did you know you were going to get into this big job? You were 2 months, you had a pandemic. What are you going to do? One of the things that was striking about what happened when the pandemic started, and as business owners, a lot of you will appreciate this. A lot of what was striking about the planning process at the county is that the county really didn't have a plan. Okay? Think about this. The last time the county had a comprehensive master plan, and that's a plan to address our business, our infrastructure. We're talking about parks. We're talking about roads, bridges, all the different pieces that come into what is the plan for Monroe County. What are we all about? The last time Monroe County had a plan was in 1979. Okay. I wasn't even born yet in 1979. Things changed since 1979, right? Think of like what was leading Monroe County, Kodak and Bausch & Lomb and Xerox, and what was we didn't even have personal computers in 1979, let alone smartphones, right? The world has changed, but the government was sort of left behind. And I think about a master plan like this, because it might sound boring to you, but if you think about it as a business owner, if you don't have a plan, how are you going to succeed? Everybody has a plan. County doesn't have a plan. Right? And I think about it like this. I think about the analogy is a lot like grocery shopping, right? Think about when you go grocery shopping. If you don't have a plan and you don't have a list, right? We all go grocery shopping, right? You go without a list, what happens, right? Without a list. You end up buying junk, right? You got cookies, you've got, chips, whatever. And when you get home, you look at everything you just bought and you said, geez, I don't have anything for dinner, right? I bought all the good stuff, all the stuff that's going to make me happy in the moment, but I don't have anything to make for dinner. That's what the county's been doing for 30 years. We've been making announcements about these one-off projects, things that make us feel good, things that sound good. But at the end of the day, we don't have dinner. We just have a list of programs, a list of proposals, and we've been spending over $1 billion a year on snacks. So what we're going to kick off in just the next month is a full comprehensive master plan process, which I think fits in very nicely with the bicentennial and a lot of these good events that we have coming up, because it's a way to help us guide our resources. It's a way to help us say, okay, what is the next big project? Where should these investments in infrastructure and roads and bridges go? What should be the big investments in parks? What should be all these new big investments that we're making? How should we streamline our money to work it so that it actually works, moves the ball forward, and what's this county all about? So I think that that's going to have a lot of benefits, and we're going to kick off that project in just the next months or so. As far as economic recovery and workforce development, the county's making a few new investments. I think you have up on your screen. I'm going to move ahead so I can see it. So we did a few things in terms of the workforce development. First is that if any of you in this program or in this room participated in the county's loan program that we did right at the start of the pandemic. If you recall, we worked with the Comita board to do small business loans. This was back in April before we knew how long the pandemic would last. Thanks to our friends in the federal government, we are actually going to convert those loans into grants. So we did $2 million in loans. Those are all going to be converted into grants. The second thing we're going to do right now is, if you recall back a few months ago, many of you may have been the recipients of our Fast Forward Monroe grant program, which again came from the Federal CARES Act dollars. Again, these were investments into small businesses to help pay for rent, lease payments, equipment, staff, things of that nature. We are investing and doubling down in that, another $20 million. We're going to kick that off in about 2 weeks. We're going to have more information about that program. So hopefully that helps you as well as you're recovering and hiring staff through here. So you'll have a $2 million loan forgiveness program essentially, and a $20 million small business grant program that we're going to be kicking off. In addition to that, we're going to be investing $2.5 million into workforce development. And why is that important? I wanted to talk to you because, as many of you I'm sure are facing, as we have businesses and industries across the community that are struggling to hire staff, right? Show of hands, are we struggling to staff? Okay. And I think the problem is we actually have an awful lot of people here in our community who are looking for work. We have a lot of people here in our community who are training those who are looking for doing work. And we have an awful lot of employers who are looking to hire. We have job creators. And one of the challenges that we have is connecting all those things, right? You got thousands of people looking for work. You've got dozens and dozens of programs training those people. They're all out like this. And then we've got hundreds and hundreds of job creators all out here like this trying to figure out how to hire people. So what we're going to do is initially with initial $2.5 million investment that we're going to roll out over the next couple of months, we're going to try to coordinate all of those activities under an umbrella, a workforce development consortium, to pull it all under one umbrella. So it's a one-stop shop. So you're looking for work, you come in. You're training for work, whether that's in the trades, whether that's MCC and their Empower program that we work with them on, or it's RIT or U of R or any of the other job training programs. We put you right there, we connect you there, and then you're connected to a job. You're looking to hire, you're part of the consortium, it's all connected under the same umbrella. So again, it's trying to, again, take the resources we're investing and coordinate it a lot better. We're also going to invest $500,000, and this is important for your industry as well, in the Retain program. We have close to 80,000 students who call Monroe County home. College students that call Monroe County home. Yet we have one of the lowest retention rates of any comparable size community in the country. We retain, I think, just about 34% of our college students stay here when they finish their college degree. So we're going to work with our partners in higher education and the business community here to work on the first of its kind incentive program to keep young students and college students here in Monroe County and give them a path forward to stay here and be successful. The other thing that I think is significant about the investments we're making is that we're making a new commitment to funding arts in our community. I know some of you represent arts organizations here. I am a big believer that our local arts organizations, both big and small, and our cultural organizations are economic drivers. They bring people to our region. People are excited about them. And it also plays a big service, in my view, in how we think about the world, right? When we're educating our kids, we're thinking about creativity and innovation. We need arts and cultural institutions. So as part of that, we announced a $2 million program for small arts and cultural institutions called Jumpstarts. Jumpstarts is a program that if you're a small, again, arts or cultural institution, you're eligible to apply for grants. They're based on the size of your operating budget. They're $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000 grants that you can apply for through the county. The application process for those is open right now. We also made a commitment, as you know, a lot of folks, including Visit Rochester, I think are funded through our hotel motel tax. One of the things that we did as we went into the pandemic last year is we made a commitment, despite the fact that the hotel motel tax plummeted, right? That's obvious, right? It plummeted. We made a commitment to hold harmless all of the arts and cultural organizations, including Visit Rochester, that receive funding from the hotel motel tax, to make sure that you weren't negatively impacted any more than you already were by the pandemic because we needed you to survive, right? We're going to do a step further. I haven't introduced my budget yet for next year, but my budget will include an additional $500,000 into that pot of funding for arts and cultural organizations that receive money through the hotel motel tax. So we'll do another $500,000 later this year. The other critical investment that we're making this year really relates to our parks. And I think that's going to be helpful to your industry and a lot of the folks that you're bringing here as well. Monroe County is home to 22 different parks. And during the pandemic, one of the things that we learned, and you can still see when you go out and visit the parks, is that they're busy, right? We learned being outside, trying to be healthy, get some exercise, be around friends, family, and the community is what people wanted to do. The parks are packed. I too went out and visited the parks. You might have saw me in a sling. That's how I hurt myself. Hopefully you don't. Be more careful on the trails. But what I also noticed about our parks, they've been neglected for a very, very long time. A lot of our shelters are closed. They can't be rented year round. We have a lot of maintenance issues. So what the county is doing right now is we're going through, and I announced a $7.2 million parks revitalization plan that is going to literally make enhancements, ADA compliance, parking lots, pickleball, tennis courts renovations, shelters, lodges, all countywide are getting a big makeover over the course of the next year with a $7 million program. And as part of that, what we also wanted to do was take a look at how can the county also start to support other outdoor events and also kind of lead by example here, because there's still a lot of hesitancy for folks to come out, plan events. I know it's very difficult to do. So we also kicked off our Movies Under the Stars, which is just a fun little program for families to come out, again, see our county parks, visit them for free outdoor movies. We've already had a few. The rain has not been cooperating with all of them, but we've already had a few of those, and they've been fantastic, very well attended, our free outdoor parks. And then lastly, the last thing that I think is important here to mention is that as we come out of the pandemic, there are still a lot of people here that are struggling in our community. You're going to see that. I know you do at some of your locations. We're coming out of one pandemic that was covering for another one, the opioid crisis that we're facing that's taking far too many lives in our community. So the county is doubling down on our commitment to fighting that pandemic as well. We have an impact team that's out on the ground every day, working with people who've overdosed and are facing drug addiction. We're happy to work with you as a business. If you are looking for Narcan training, if you are looking for information because you have customers or employees who are struggling through the opioid addiction, please reach out to our impact team. We are happy to come out, train you, give you information, work with your employees, work with your customers. Don't be surprised if there's an incident that occurs at one of your businesses. Our staff will come and knock on the door because we want to help you be able to avoid that and help you keep your customers safe. So we're working again to double down on the opioid epidemic. And then the last thing that we're working on too is really, it's kind of related to like what I talked about with workforce development, which really is a system-wide redesign of how we do our human service programs, to really make sure that everything here is connected, making sure when somebody enters the system and they need help, they need a little extra support, they're connected to the greater system. Right now, we're just too siloed. Everything in here is just too siloed. And so what we want to do is break down those silos, work in our human resources, our human services committee or department, along with the United Way, the Systems Integration Project, all the great community-based organizations that are out there to break down these silos, get everybody working together, just like all of you are working together in the tourism industry here. No one person can succeed by themselves. They all have to work together. So I think with these critical investments that we're making in our workforce and economic development, the redesign of how we do workforce development here and training, the investments we're going to make in critical infrastructure projects in our parks, the $10 million we're about to invest in roads and bridges in our community, and how we're going to change the face of how we do public health here when it comes to our response to opioids and mental health and people who are in crisis. I think as you do those investments, the recovery here from COVID, this will really set the stage for our recovery here from COVID so that we come out much stronger and much better than when we went in. But the only way any of this is going to be successful is if we all work together and we have your input as well. So when we roll out the comprehensive master plan and we start pulling together community input and looking for things, we need your help. We need you to help us build this to make sure that it is connected and we're hitting all the right points so that when we get to the point where we're hosting the PGA Championship in just a few years, we get to the point where we're hosting tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people for the solar eclipse, and my God, the weather better cooperate that day, Don. There's such a narrow window. We're all gonna have to get outside and blow or something like the clouds away. But I wanna make sure that all these things are aligned, these systems are aligned, things are working together, and the investments are focused. That's the problem too. We have to focus on this plan and this agenda. So when we host all those great things and we're on the world stage in a couple of years, we're putting our best foot forward, and I have no doubt that Monroe County's best days are ahead of us. So thank you all very much for the work that you do. Hopefully this is helpful. And if you have any ideas, feedback, please put them on our. And so what I said to Don, actually, do you want to introduce how you did this? Come on up here. What I said, I said to Don, Don said to me, Adam, I have an idea for you. It's the bicentennial year, and it being, he goes, you politicians always run around town with these proclamations, right? You do these big proclamations. Okay, first of all, nobody ever reads them. God only knows what you do with them once we give them to you. So what better way to celebrate the bicentennial, our birthday, than with a birthday cake? So today we brought, courtesy of Don Jeffries, a birthday cake to celebrate the 200th birthday of Monroe County. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bello, and thank you for your team. I know that you had to do some rearranging with your schedule, and I know we all really appreciate that. So thank you so much for that. Next, I'd like to welcome Steve Miniman from the Woodcliff Hotel and Spa. And I say spa because the 80-minute facial is amazing. So ladies, book your appointment, men too, or just buy one for your wife. Steve?
$18 months. It's great to see all of you back here together. New faces, old faces, beautiful faces. Good to see everybody together. Couldn't be more excited to be hosting the first one, back here at Woodcliff Hotel. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate it. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the hotel. It may have been a year and a half, 2 years since you've been here, or never. We've gone through some changes since the pandemic. We've gone through some upgrades while we were, bearing the storm. So we went through and redid our spa and salon. So all new wall treatments, floors, new equipment. So they've really went to town on our spa. Something not so exciting would be our roof. We had a new roof put on, but it keeps all of our guests dry. The one shining spot I would say is our event center. We never got to roll this out. We never got to do a ribbon cutting. We didn't get to do anything fun or exciting out here. So welcome to our event center. Thank you. So this space added another 6,400 square feet to our hotel, giving us the capability of hosting larger events here. We just had these restrooms craned in maybe 2 months ago. All new flooring since it got put in. We've continually make investments into the space. We're not done yet, so I'm excited to see what the future brings, but just wanted to get up here and thank everyone for coming today, and what a pleasure to see everybody. Thank you.
Thanks again, Woodcliff. We appreciate it. Next, we're going to do our Seeds of Growth segment, and it's going to be a Q&A. So Larry, do you want to head to the stage? Larry from Origami. Isn't that the best background we've ever had? So I like the Seeds of Growth Q&A, so I'm going to keep it even though we're in person. So hello.
Hi. I've got to ask, the 30-second timer is here. Do I have to keep my answers to that?
No, you're okay, but that is a good reminder for our 30-second announcements in a little bit. So I did a little research, and it had me believing that you were a street magician in New York City.
I started my career as a busker in Central Park, where, yeah, I did magic, paid my way through summers in Central Park, paid my way through the U of R. And that was kind of what launched the whole balloon thing for me.
So you went from performing in Central Park to a resident of Rochester by way of U of R as an engineering degree. And I guess the real question is, what was the spark that took your love of art and magic and engineering to balloons?
Well, I loved performing more than anything else. And when I was working on the street corners, one of the things that I realized and learned watching everybody else perform was that the people that did really well, thank you, my lovely wife, the people that did really well busking were not necessarily the people with the best shows. They were the people that knew how to build the largest crowd. And the thing about doing magic, I started out with things that I could hold in my hands, decks of cards, coins, small things, and I might entertain an audience of 15 to 20 and get an amazing response from them. But I would watch the fire jugglers that would draw in hundreds of people to stand around and watch their show. And when I looked at the things that I had and the things that I already loved, balloons came up and they were bright and they were colorful, and I could blow up balloons, hand them to kids around me, and they would walk much greater distances than the fire jugglers could be seen. And I could turn to them and go, ha, look at this. And it made my crowds got bigger, and as the crowds got bigger, the income did as well. So the initial move to balloons was really just to survive and to get a little bit of attention. But I found that I really loved them. And with the balloons, I could do really unique stuff that nobody else was doing.
So you began telling stories with balloons. What was one of your first installations?
Probably the first mega huge installation that I remember doing was in Japan. I had been asked by Fuji Television to do to build something in front of the cameras. So all of you remember the days of Circus of the Stars, where they would television special, and these random celebrities that knew nothing about circus arts would learn some circus skill by some foreigner that was brought in, that we heard about how great they were. Here was somebody that had special skills that we had to bring them from another country to teach this to you. And these celebrities would go and do these circus skills on TV. They had a similar show in Japan, and I was the foreign celebrity that they brought in to teach balloon art to these comedians and actors and models and all of that. And I had a team of 20 Japanese celebrities that I had to teach to build a giant samurai warrior fighting a demon. And this was built as a parade float. We used 15,000 balloons. It was the first time anybody in the world had ever done anything that large sculpturally with balloons. And I had so much fun doing it community-wise that I just couldn't, I had to keep doing more of that, and started focusing on the large-scale sculptures that I could do with the community.
What made you think 5 stories? Why not fill it with balloons?
So the 5-story sculpture you're referring to was the first one in the Sibley building. We were invited to do something really unusual. We were given the space, we were offered the space and told we could do whatever we wanted. And Kelly and I just walked in and immediately thought, what's tall, what's a beanstalk? And as soon as we were offered the opportunity, we just kept thinking about what we could do that could grow. So even today with the little seedlings by the door as you walked in, and growing up to the larger flowers up front and the big flower wall behind, the idea was, how big, how elaborate can you get with these giant sculptures and what can we do? And again, it was about community. And I realized, again, thinking back to my days as a street performer, it was all about being able to create a larger crowd and a larger spectacle to share it with more people. The 5 stories meant that suddenly I could entertain an audience larger than any I had ever seen before. And so a 3-story beanstalk with a castle on top of that and clouds above, we hit 5 stories. And again, it set new records and was just something that we realized we wanted to keep doing more of.
So that was open to the public and many of us enjoyed it, but you do a lot of stuff for corporations and conventions. And can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, obviously you don't often get to do 5-story sculptures, but we spend most of our time traveling around the world, doing these things in convention centers for corporate settings, anything that's going to draw attention, anything that's going to draw a crowd, anything that we can do for the community and with the community. So a lot of the things we do are things like this flower wall, which are great in a hotel for a party, or a trade show booth where you can bring in people that are going to get their photos taken in front of it, selfies. That selfie wall has become a really popular thing. So we'll do things where sometimes we get corporate logos into it, we get corporate branding so that people are taking a picture that they want and get home and look at it and there it is, Visit Rochester right on their on every photo they've taken. So it was taking the art and finding a way to make it a little more commercial so that we could survive.
So as things wind back up and all of us are headed back into the office, we're looking for a way to engage employees and get that morale back up. You guys do team building.
We do a lot of team building exercises, and team building, often when you look at team building, you see these activities that are focused on, they're more competitive than team building. It's like, okay, we're going to race now, we're going to do, and it's always a challenge to everybody to be the best, where ours are more about, they're creating an art project. So we do team building that really does build, and we do it at different levels. It can be a 2-hour activity where everybody just gets to take part in this large sculpture, or it can be a multi-day project where we work with the team and learn who needs help working together and introduce exercises to build up these incredible sculptures. So team building is, and we've been getting a lot of queries about that lately for exactly the reason you said, that everybody's just coming back having not seen each other in many months. So we're hoping to do a lot more of it. And the sculptures that we're doing, they could be anything from a 3D sculpture to just a banner. We've done some 4 or 5 times the size of this one that everybody gets to work and do little elements of it. And everybody, no matter what their skill level, no matter their age, physical ability, it doesn't matter. We have simple tasks and scale up as people ask for harder things.
And last question, what social are you on so members can take a look of the things that you can offer?
Social, with Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is the big one right now. As we do projects, we get to show off what we're doing. And again, we show off your branding in those photos that we post. And you know, we follow every time we hear about a new social media platform, we try to get on top of it before our kids if we can.
Thank you, Larry. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Now I would like to invite up for the first time in 17 months, the hardworking volunteers who chair our many committees here in Visit Rochester. So you guys just want to come up and do your announcements, just kind of line up.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Jess Dakotas with the Membership Engagement Committee. I just wanted to announce that the Colonial Bell is now rescheduled. Woohoo! for September 29th. It is a Wednesday. It is going to be a luncheon. There will still be drinks. So, so join us. We will be putting a registration up very soon, and we can't wait to see you all. If you want to be on the membership engagement committee, we meet on Thursdays at 3 p.m. You can come find me after, and I'll get you on my email list. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see everyone's smiling faces in person. My name is Nina Piccini, and I'm the chair of the social media committee. And I just wanted to let you know that since we're meeting in person, we are going to do a social and suds for our next meeting at the end of August. So stay tuned for that date. I do believe that Chelsea and I are still planning to do the digital audits. We have a little bit of planning to do for that, but I hope you can join us. The registration link will be coming soon. See ya.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Foe with the Group Tour Travel Committee. And we just wanted to share that as things are beginning to open up, group tours are definitely coming back. And if your organization, your restaurant, your attraction is interested and you want the group business, let myself or Diana know. We'd love to have you join the committee. We'll post our next meeting on the Facebook forum, and we'd love to have you.
Good afternoon, Danielle Hildreth with the Rockstar Training. It is so good to be here with you all today. And we know we've learned a few things during the pandemic. While it was crazy, some things we did learn is how to Zoom, how to do things online, and that they can be flexible, accessible, and very convenient in times. So I'm proud to say that we're in the final stages of the Rockstar Training, being converted and brought into something even bigger and better than it was before as an e-learning. And today we actually have in the back a little computer for you to take a sneak peek at what that training will look like. So everybody can go try some activities and see how much of a rock star you all are. And what we're also hoping to do, we actually had a committee meeting today. We're working on all of the rollout and the marketing, and we will launch the program late summer, date coming soon. And in the meantime, what we'd like to do is know if any of you are interested in championing and kind of being a beta with a test group for us for the roll up, the training before we roll it out in the summer. So maybe midsummer. So if you are interested in that, and you or any of your staff championing the e-learning, please come see me. I'll be in the back after the meeting. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Tassone with the Event Enhancement Committee. Good to see everyone. We are so excited that we can actually refocus back to the original purpose of the committee to enhance events and groups experiences at actual events in Rochester. And we're looking forward to meeting and planning on doing so for events at the end of this year and into next year. So we are going to plan our next meeting for August very soon. So look out for an announcement very soon on when that meeting will be. And if you're interested in learning more about the committee or joining or getting on our mailing list, come find me. I'll be hanging out later. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Chad Crone. I'm the chair of the IDEA committee. IDEA stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Accessibility, and Equity. Our next speaker series is August 6th. We're featuring Rochester Accessible Adventures and I Love New York. And our next meeting will reconvene in September, so enjoy your summer.
Hi, everyone. Alicia Gaza with Visit Rochester for the New York State Task Force. So our committee's focus was to foster relationships and keep in touch with the Albany market, bringing back the meetings and conventions to our great city. Our committee just finished over 150 calls and emails to New York State meeting planners on a sales blitz. So that was amazing. We've done some follow-up with the calls and sent out some gift cards to those clients that were happy to take time and talk to us. And we are looking to do another meeting skipping next month into September. So check in with me at the end of this if you'd like to join or hear more about that. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rich Mackey, and I'm representing for Justin Cheshire from CMI AV, who heads up the Local Contact Advisory Council, which is a program that assists the Recommend Rochester program. And we met in person last month and came up with a plan to have an in-person networking event that will likely be in October. And we're just trying to uncover new opportunities to bring conventions, conferences, sporting events to Rochester. So if you have any ideas or want to participate in the committee, please let Justin or I know. Thank you.
All right, I think I'm it. Elena Oyer, Visit Rochester, filling in here for Meredith Howie for Rock for a Reason. Excited to say we have some upcoming volunteer opportunities. The first one being Friday, August 13th. We'll be heading to the Y in Maplewood for meal distribution. And then Saturday, August 21st at the public market, gathering vegetables and fruits after the normal hours, going to hunger relief agencies. If anyone's interested, please contact myself or Meredith Howie. Thank you.
If anyone hasn't done so, Jess has the purple bag. Just raise your hand. Remember so many times ago, we put our business cards in there for prizes. We're going to do that again. Next up is the hardworking staff at Visit Rochester with their announcements. Their support and their creativity over the past 17 months have been invaluable to many of us. So we'll Visit Rochester staff, come on up.
Hey, everybody. It's so good. It's really heartwarming to see everybody and to be with everybody. What a great group of people. The county executive couldn't believe. He said, look at all these people. And I said, and Visit Rochester is the only one that does this. Buffalo doesn't do this. Syracuse doesn't do this. So thank you all for being here. We are back. We are back in business. We're booking meetings. We're booking conventions. We're booking sporting events. We are so excited, and you're going to hear some great updates from the people that really do all the work, not me. But so I'll turn it over. Greg, are you next? Nope. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Amanda Fox, Director of Event Services. So as Don mentioned, we have a lot of group business. So I just wanted to run through some of the groups we have had recently. Thank you, a lot of you, for your partnership. But we have recently hosted the New York State Professional Firefighters Association, Kaiser Fraser here at the Woodcliff, which is a hobby car group, National Conference of Weights and Measures, which is our first corporate national group that we've had back since the pandemic is in town right now. We've also had a number of sporting events. So with the Iceplex, we had 3 different hockey events that actually have taken place over the last month. We have 4 New York State Little League World Series events that are happening, a number of soccer events, sailing events out at the Yacht Club. And then we recently had half of the Symetra Tour Danielle Downey Classic due to rain. They did have to cancel the second half. And then this upcoming weekend, we have the World Junior Skeet Championship out at the Rochester Brooks Gun Club. So just kind of exciting to have such a busy month going on right now. A few other things to mention real quick, knowing that we are having so many events, Visit Rochester has posted a couple positions for staffing. So we are hiring a marketing and events coordinator position, which is a full-time position. And we also have a part-time distribution specialist position currently on our LinkedIn page. So if you have any questions or are interested in learning more about those, please see our LinkedIn page for more info. Also, we have printed a version of our special event offers now that we have a number of events happening. So if you have not submitted your event attendee offers to Amber, please get those in, as we will be printing those and handing those out to groups moving forward. And lastly, as you remember, we have our Threshold 360 partnership. So we will be doing a number of shoots this summer for our 2021 list. So please, if you have any questions or see any emails from us on virtual tours, please answer those. We really appreciate it. Thanks.
Sorry, I was on mute. Zoom joke? Pandemic too soon? Okay. Get it? Like I was still on the screen? Cut it out. I mean it. Greg LaDuca, Membership and Visitor Services, give you a bit of an update today. Membership is booming, and that's because of all of you and the great engagement and support that we get from our membership. But we're actually up 6 members again this month since the last time we met. I just want to list them off to you. Please watch your Facebook forum for updates where you can click on their links and learn more. But KRO Events is the new event space in Fairport. Pinnacle Athletic Campus is back on board with Visit Rochester. Genesee Valley Quilt Club is also a new member of Visit Rochester. Peppermint's Clothing in the Armory. Two Amore Cakery on South Avenue. I understand that they're putting up a new location very shortly. And Carmen Cooking. So again, that's a great testament to our membership, also to Elena, my partner in membership, who's out there once again visiting members and telling them all about all of the great benefits and opportunities. So thank you to you, and thank you to Elena. Secondly, my report. Thank you. Again, cut it out. You may or may not know that the new 2021 Explore Guide is here. Round of applause. Wonderfully put together in partnership with our friends from the Rochester Business Journal. Features a lot of your advertisements. I'm here to tell you it's my job to distribute 50,000 copies. And so there are copies at the door. And so when you leave, if you'd like to take a handful, if you'd like to take a box, feel free. If you'd like to have them delivered to your location, let me know. And through the next 30 days, Visit Rochester staff will work to get them delivered in bulk. But to hold you over, they are at the door. If you need help getting to your car, let me know. But we want to get these in your hands and in the hands of your visitors. So please take those and let us know if you need more. Thank you very much. And I will mute again and see you at the reception. Thank you.
What a tough act to follow. I just asked Greg to turn his camera off. Hi, everyone. Diana Keating, Director of Tourism and Marketing. It's so great to see you all today. As you know, we continue to monitor the Canadian border opening. And you may have seen news yesterday that vaccinated Americans can travel to Canada starting August 9th. And we are hoping for a similar update from the US in the coming days to start welcoming Canadian visitors back. And when we do, we have a beautiful new marketing campaign, thanks to our friends at J Advertising, some of who are with us today, called Bordering On. And we did share a little sneak peek during the last meeting. So if you weren't here to see that, please come see me. I'm happy to share. So whenever we get that announcement, we are ready to go to start welcoming our Canadian friends back to Rochester and the Finger Lakes. And our family program continues to be a success. We just kicked off our next media flight this week, which will run through August 29th. In those final weeks, we'll have an early push for autumn activities. So very exciting. And then you'll hear some more about some group tour updates from my friend Rhonda from Break the Ice during member updates. Thanks.
Hi, I'm always very excited to talk to you, but today I am super excited to talk to you because I am so happy to be here. This is awesome. Isn't this great? This is great. Anyways, I have so much to share with you all, and my name's Wendy Ford. I'm with the Director of Sales here at Visit Rochester. For those of you who are new, welcome, new faces, new companies. We're so glad you're here. But I'm going to take a little bit of time to, we have amazing sales team at Visit Rochester. So I'm just going to share some of the little snippets of what they've been working on. So first of all, Dave Samantello, most of you know Dave. Dave, wave there in the back. Dave has taken on a lot of sales responsibilities over the last maybe 9 months. Well, we have officially moved Dave into sales full-time. So Dave will be handling the engineering market, the sports events, like the sporting events that actually have conferences, which is a new market that we're kind of targeting now. So we're very happy to have him. And so to relieve some of his other duties, Aaron over here, Aaron kind of keeps the glue together at Visit Rochester for everybody, but she will really be specifically helping the sales team keep their stuff together. So, however, some of the most amazing news, Libby had her baby. She's out on maternity leave. She had baby Haley, was born on June 30th. So we're happy for her, and she will be out for a while. She'll be back though. So this is what's been happening. The team has been traveling. Tim and Dave just came back from Boston. They were at a Smart Meetings Northeast one-on-one appointments. They had over 13 appointments with planners from around the Northeast. We got one RFP for a wine organization that's interested in Rochester. Perfect, right? For this year. So we'll see. We're excited about that. And then they have like 5 or 6 other good potential groups to follow up with. Alicia, along with Greg LaDuca and Janine, just came back from Baltimore for Destinations International. Destinations International is an organization that Visit Rochester belongs to. It's made up of all CVBs across the country. So there's a lot of great educational opportunities there, just to find out what's going on in the industry, the future of meetings, and just to meet some of your peers. So she had a great trip there. Tim James, congratulations. Tim and Steve Miniman here with the Woodcliff headed to Syracuse last week. Was it last week, the week before? To make a presentation to present Rochester for the Ancient Order of Hibernians. And I'm happy to say that they selected Rochester over Syracuse to host their July 2023. So nice job, guys. Nice job. Rich Mackey just hosted an event last week at the new Dick's House of Sports. We had over 10 event holders there, where they participated in batting cages, they did golf simulator, and then they had a putting competition, which of course Rich won, but that's okay. They provided, gave our local clients just the opportunity to see what's new in the, new in our area to be able to use for their events, as well as Visit Rochester to be able to continue those relationships. Let's see, Rich, again, and thank you to our friend Chris Woodworth with the Iceplex. We hosted the United States Athletic Association. They're looking to relocate their headquarters, and they were interested in Rochester. So Chris helped us, and we did a site visit for the woman who was here for a couple of days, and we're hoping for some good news here, because if that happens, then we'll be able to get some national championships, as well as host their annual conference. And Rich also met Rich and Justin Cheshire as part of the Recommend program that they're on, that is back. It's a program that encourages our locals to be ambassadors for Rochester to help bring meetings and conventions. There's a lot of groups out there, there's a lot of organizations, and we just don't know what they all are. So anything that can be brought to us that we can check into, we're happy to do that. So we started that program, and our goal is to make presentations throughout the community. So we did that last week at the Women's Forum, which was held at Strathallen through the Daniel Downey Classic. Okay, lastly but not least, today was a big day. I'd like to say credit for this, but I am not this creative. So this goes to Tim James, because Tim James, I'm giving this one to you. So not only did Jeff Bezos complete a successful space mission today, for those of you who watched it, on the New Shepherd, Dave also just booked his first convention with the NASA Space Flight Center Tech Days for this November for over 230 rooms. So good job. So just a little irony there. Sorry, guys, I had to. So space could be our new thing. So thanks, and I look forward to seeing you all at the reception.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly a delight to see you all in person. I'm happy to be here, but even a little more happier to have fully relinquished my title of Zoom DJ. It's been a great time playing Zoom for you all the last 16 months, but let's take a break. My name is Rachel Labor-Polvino. I'm the Director of Market Communications and Public Relations, and I'm just going to share a few quick updates with you. So you're probably sensing a theme from all of our updates today, and that is that everything is rocking and rolling like it hasn't been since, end of 2019. Our entire team is busy, you've heard, and over on the communication side of the house, we're seeing that too. So our web traffic is up, 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 and it's not just me hitting refresh on visitrochester.com at my desk all day. We're seeing that our web visitation levels are similar, if not exceeding, to what they were before the pandemic. We're excited about that. Engagement on our social media is up. We're seeing more requests for visitor information. Folks are stopping by the visitor center again. So they're here, they're really here. And we're just so thrilled to see the uptick across the organization. So now that things are really starting to open up, we're open. We need you. We need you. We need you to submit your events to visitrochester.com. I know you all have amazing things happening at your organizations. We need to hear about them. Add them to our website on visitrochester.com. It helps us see them, to promote them on our social media. Speaking of, if you're posting on social, use hashtag VisitRock, tag us at Visit Rochester. It helps us help you and tell your story. So on the PR side of the business, so we are welcoming back lots of travel writers, content creators. Literally this week, we have everyone from a podcaster to a PBS program coming to town. So it's really exciting. The interest is there for Media with Rochester, and we're working to get our story out more than ever before. You can stay connected to what's happening at Visit Rochester by, again, following along on social media, but also once a month, we do send out our member newsletter. It typically comes out the week after VIC. So please be sure to look for that. If you're not getting your emails, you don't know that you're getting the emails from Visit Rochester, let us know. We'll double check. So many good updates that are shared in those. And then lastly, as County Executive Bello talked about earlier, this is Monroe County's 200th birthday. I'm eyeing at least a third of that cake for myself. And so Visit Rochester is thrilled to be partnering with Monroe County to help promote the bicentennial itself. So you'll be hearing a lot more from us in the coming weeks and months about that, but we are actively going to be looking to help the county get the bicentennial message and celebration out to every corner of Monroe County. So if your organization has an idea, is going to be hosting an event that we could potentially tie into, start thinking about it. You'll hear more from us, but we're looking forward to working with you to celebrate an anniversary, 200 years in the making. And speaking of anniversaries, I just want to share that our own Wendy Ford will have, as of next week, we'll have a special new anniversary of her own. Wendy is going to be getting married next week. So if you could all just send her your well wishes, and hopefully I didn't embarrass you too much. And when she comes back from her trip, she'll be Wendy O'Duffy. That's all I got.
So before we get to networking, two more things. First up, 30-second announcements. So if your business has something going on in the next month before the next Visit Rochester meeting, you have 30 seconds to tell us all about it. There is a red light. Greg said I couldn't get a hook, so just be mindful of the red light because I think there's a lot going on and we all need to share. So just come up to the stairs here and wait your turn. And then after that, purple bag raffle. And then networking here in the tent and on the patio here. It is a cash bar, but there is a cookie cake, so make sure you stay around. So I'll start with the 30-second announcements. Sunflower Experience is back at Stokey Farms. We're gonna have our twilight evenings with live music, food trucks, all kinds of fun things like that. But the big announcement for us is dinosaurs. That's right, dinosaurs have escaped their handler and they have headed to the woods at Stokey Farms. We need your family to help us capture them. And then when you're done capturing them, rewarded with live show, interactive, educational stuff, and farm activities. So stokeyfarms.com.
Hey y'all, Brittany Brandt with the Penthouse at 1 East Avenue. We have a lot of great stuff going on. Starting with July 31st, North 43 is coming. Aaron Coburn is coming on August 7th. Jimmy Highsmith is coming on August 6th. And our silent discos are back. So if you haven't been to one, you get 3 DJs, a headset with 3 different kinds of music on it. If you don't like it, change a channel, and a really good giggle. Take your headset off and you can listen to everyone sing carpool karaoke really badly. So for all of these tickets, you can go to eventbrite.com. And if you put in BIC VIP, you get 10% off. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. Karen DiGiacomo. I must have been crazy for starting a business during the pandemic, but Dots and Destinations is alive and well. I just want to mention I've got a couple of trips coming up. So when all you moms get your kids back in school in September, we've got a getaway weekend for a girls only getaway, September 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're heading up to Niagara Falls. A lot of fun stuff in store. And then September 26th, we have a singles mingle that's headed down to Seneca Lake. So if you have any single friends that are looking to meet other people, we're gonna have a great day touching wineries and breweries and distilleries, headed down for a boat cruise and on the lake and dinner. So please call, let me know if you're interested. We'd love to have you join us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hope. I work for MCC Housing and Residence Life. We have students coming back to campus next month. We have tons of family from the New York City area, so I'd love to partner and be able to provide information for those families coming up and for our new students who are making Rochester their new home for the next 2 years. So definitely keep in touch at networking if you have anything that you want me to liaison to our students. Thank you.
Wait, before you go, can we talk about your earrings?
I'm sorry?
Can we talk about your earrings?
Oh, yes, of course. Maya and Birch, May and Birch. She's on Instagram, local artisan. It's the Rochester Flower City symbol. She has lots of sizes and colors, would recommend. Very lightweight, even though they're wood. I love them.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amy DePrima. I am with the Victor Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here to announce that Hang Around Victor Day is back. So we're very excited to have a festival happening this year. The date is going to be changing. It's to September 18th this year. The time is from 1 to 7. We are still looking for vendors, anyone that would like to participate, anyone that would like to volunteer. We're looking for all your help. So please look at the Victor Chamber website at victorchamber.com. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Stacy Vandenberg from Cornhill Navigation. We operate the Sam Patch Tour Boat out of Schoen Place in Pittsford. And I just wanted to let you all know that every Wednesday night, we have a great rock and music cruise. They depart from Schoen Place at 6:30. Your ticket also includes a free beverage, adult beverage, or soda or water, whatever you want. But it's going to be a rocking good time. So happy hump day. Come join us some Wednesday night this summer. Actually, we're going to run them all the way through mid-October. Enjoy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kelly. I'm from Aragami. You probably get to see Larry more often, but I know over the pandemic, it's been kind of difficult to see everybody smile. One of the projects that we were working on in our studio while we had some downtime was to develop a series of clear masks. I know at the moment we don't have a need for them, which is fantastic, but I will have my cohort who's probably walking in the door right now. We're looking for people to help us kind of do some market research and testing to see, you know, comfort, reliability, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're interested or curious, please come and see me. And there's John at the table. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to introduce myself and my organization quickly. I'm from Flower City Arts Center. We celebrated in 2020 our 50th anniversary as a visual arts center, and we're right next to Dogtown on Monroe.
Just a couple things. Everyone's probably exhausted from COVID. I highly recommend you come and take an art class with us. Right now we're offering buy one, get one free memberships. It's just $60 for the individual for the whole year. You get discounts on classes. And finally, if you do have a group that you want to come and we do groups out and we do groups in. So if you want to do a team building project, if you have a veterans group or something like that that wants to do something with us, you can do that. And then finally, follow us, Flower City Arts, at social media.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rhonda Vaccaro with Break the Ice Media. And as Emily mentioned, group tours are definitely coming back and they are looking for places to go. And as Diana mentioned, Visit Rochester has engaged with Break the Ice Media to help with product development. So I know that I've called, many of you, you've gotten some messages from me, but we're putting together some itineraries that are combined pricing. So it's all one price and we can provide that to the tour operators for easy booking, as well as we're going to do a virtual fam tour and present the product to them online. We're really looking forward to having a lot of great options to provide to the group tour leaders and operators. So please see me, call me, see me during the reception, email me, Rhonda@breaktheicemedia.com, and we can talk about it. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Pennington with the Seneca Park Zoo, and I am so happy to tell you that we are bringing Zoo Brew back. Woo! August 13th is our first date, and then we'll also have another date in September. Hope to see you there, enjoying some beer and saving elephants. Thank you.
Hello, Captain Tammy Quinn and Grimes from the Colonial Bell Tour Boat. We are back in Fairport as of June 28th, which was just mentioned, and we're very happy to be back. We're still offering 1.5 to 3 hour cruises with or without lunch and dinner. We have private charters. We're offering sunset lock tours with live music on many days, murder mystery cruises, pirate themed cruises, booze, and barbecue cruise, a Margarita Bell cruise, and a Beatles cruise. Check out our website, colonialbell.com, for more information. Thank you.
Hey, Dan Schneiderman from the Rochester Museum and Science Center. The Finger Lakes Fermentation Festival is back this August 14th and 15th. Visit our website. That'll be at the Cumming Nature Center. Our telescope is open again. Feel free to join us on Saturday night to take a look at the stars. And of course, your eclipse update. We are 992 days away from the total solar eclipse.
Hello, I'm Nancy Regas from Casa Larga Vineyards. We're just one hill over from where we are now. If you haven't been to the vineyard, please come on and see us. We are back open full swing. We host corporate events, weddings. We do off-site events. If you'd like us to come out and do tastings for your clients, we can do it. We are excited to be open again on Thursday nights for our patio parties. And this Thursday, we're kicking off with a little country line dancing. We've got Dina from Nashville. So if you haven't tried it before, we're offering lessons. It'll be a lot of fun. So look for us in September with our Purple Foot Festival, and we hope you'll all join us. Thank you.
Start again. First thing, Craig has started a new initiative, LaDuca here at Visit Rochester, about nominating a member of the month. So if you are a member or know a member that has done something pretty awesome for the community, let him or Elena know so we can recognize you. And I think there's going to be a plaque at Visit Rochester. So there is. Next, I wanted to say a big thank you to CMI. Thanks for coming back and helping with us. And great. Always so helpful. And thanks to the steering committee. You guys hung in there with us and made the first Wednesday of every month not just about breakfast. So thank you.